Thank you for watching the IMAX show. It is IMAX, host of the IMAX show. Thank you for tuning in. I got to be very careful here. The wire to my mic is broken, so it's just positioned just right so it'll stay connected. And I want to talk. I want to talk about something first. Okay, I was on YouTube before I walked in here to record this and noticed this, this. And do you see the problem here? The greatest sci-fi movies of all time. 2 days ago, this video was put out, and what do you see there? A movie that came out also 2 days ago. How do you quantify that? It's not even the week. The weekend is not even over, and they're saying it's one of the greatest 20 sci-fi films of all time. Just ridiculous. You got to give it a couple of years at least. Just the reason why Watch Mojo sucks. Just another reason. All right, so this is the IMACKSies Awards. This is the second or third. I didn't even bother to check before I sat down and did this. I want to say it's the third. Maybe it's even the fourth. I don't know. But it's my version of the Oscars. This is what I think are the best of the year at this point in recording. And of course, it could always change when I rewatch things and blah, blah, blah. But also, I'm trying to be objective as possible here. This is not my favorites. Although, of course, there's going to be a lot of lining up, right? Naturally. And even though I'm trying to be objective as possible, I'm human. My subjectivity is going to creep and rear its ugly head probably quite a bit. But the goal is to look at it with objective lenses, which I don't know if these are... Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to do about half. Okay, so this is part 1. And I do every category the Oscars do, except for casting. And I add some because there's other things I like to look at and consider and blah, blah, blah. All right, enough of this. Okay. Best opening credits. That is, the title sequence. Whether it's like animated with the titles or it's just the text with backgrounds and whatnot. I'll explain what the difference is on the next category. So best opening credits, I have 5. So number 5 is the 5th best, and number 1 is the best. And I have 10 nominees in other categories too, because those categories I like too much to put down to 5. All right, so best opening credits. Number 5 is the actor. That's old-timey stuff. 4 is Marty Supreme with its, you know what. And 3, Death by Lightning. It's got an animated thing. It's kind of cool. And 2, Honey Don't. Everybody's names are on the buildings and stuff. I thought that was cool. And number 1 is The Phoenician Scheme. And to be quite honest with you, I cannot remember the opening credits for the Phoenician Scheme, but I know it stayed on here for a long time. So I'm just going to trust what I thought and leave it there. And by the way, I do this on Letterboxd too. I go far back as I can do, and it's always updating. So these can always change. Follow me on Letterboxd to find it changing if you want. Best opening scene. This is what I consider happens before the opening credits, before the title sequence. Sometimes this can just be, the text can be on the scene. That's fine. I'll allow it. And sometimes movies don't have opening credits, so it would just be the first scene in the movie, or first sequence. All right. Number 5 is Mussolini, Son of the Century. 4 is The Girl with the Needle. 3 is If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. 2 is Keeper. And number 1 is Sentimental Value. I just saw this movie, and I already forgot what the opening scene is. I remember Keepers being pretty cool. But again, I'm going to trust what I was thinking at the time when I put it on there. Because I remember Keepers fairly well. And it's disturbing and cool. All right, best action sequences. So, suck on that, Oscars. I've done it for way longer than you have, and you still haven't done it. But you'll do best casting instead. Explain that to me. All right, best action sequences. This is, I would say at least 3 to qualify. Number 5 is F1. 4 is Thunderbolts. 3 is Nobody 2. 2 is Fight or Flight. And number 1 is Ballerina. Predictably, it's the people that brought you the John Wick films, Doesn't quite live up to some of those, but there's some great stuff. Best fight choreography. Number 5 is Karate Kid Legends. 4 is Love Hurts. 3 is Nobody 2. 2 is Fight or Flight. And number 1 is Ballerina. All right. Best visual effects, aka as the Oscars should call them, best CGI, but that's not what I'm doing. It's just visual effects. So, for example, number 5, I have The Legend of Ochi. Number 4 is Jurassic World Rebirth. 3 is Avatar Fire and Ash. And I'm going to stop putting those movies in this category because they're almost entirely CGI, that they might as well just be animated films, right? And number 2 is Tron Ares. And number 1 is Superman. That looked great, I thought. Best film editing, 10 nominees because I love the art of editing. Number 10 is Marty Supreme. 9 is Bring Them Down. 8 is Mussolini, Son of the Century. Number 7 is The Testament of Anne Lee. Number 6 is One Battle After Another. 5 is Sinners. 4 is The Girl with the Needle. 3 is Mickey 17. 2 is Hal and Harper. And number 1 is Train Dreams. Love the kind of montagey feel of it. And generally speaking, a whole movie like that can be bothersome. And sometimes it's very cathartic and ethereal and really powerful. And Train Dreams teeters on that latter section than the former by far. It's not up to, Terrence Malick levels, but come on, it gets pretty close. Love it. And just combining all the images and the narration and the music, it's really stirring. And so I got to shout it out for number 1, baby. Best costume design, I have number 5, The Fantastic Four First Steps. So, for example, I hated that movie, but I'm giving it credit where credit is due, and the Oscars don't do that. Number 4 is The Mastermind. Love those sweaters. 3, Mussolini, Son of the Century. 2 is Death by Lightning. Number 1 is Frankenstein, so I shared a win with the Oscars because it's Del Toro. I mean, he knows how to get the right people to design the aesthetics of his films. Best makeup and hairstyling. Number 5 is Mussolini, Son of the Century. 4 is The Alto Knights. 3 is Sinners. 2 is Marty Supreme. And number 1 is 28 Years Later. I mean, it's zombies and brutal zombies and zombies that have been zombies for quite a while. So, and gore effects. So, say less, right? As the kids say. And production design, I'm going to butcher. I am not French, never been French, never will be French. So I apologize to the French. Number 5 is Nouvelle Vague. Number 4 is The Alto Knights. 3 is Death by Lightning. 2 is The Fantastic Four First Steps. Number 1 is Marty Supreme. That thing feels so lived in and so real. I just fell in love with that alone. So shout out to Jack Fisk. Best cinematography, and I've noticed my camera is crooked. And so I'm going to fix that in post. So if you didn't notice, you're welcome. Close shave. All right, so and I have 10 nominees because I love visuals. Number 10 is Sinners. Number 9 is If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. 8 is Mussolini, Son of the Century. 7 is The Testament of Anne Lee. Number 6 is The Girl with the Needle. Number 5 is F1. 4 is Mickey 17. 3 is One Battle After Another. 2 is Marty Supreme. And number 1 is Train Dreams. Love the natural light. Love the beauty it finds in nature and humans' relationship to nature and humanity's relationship to itself and everything. And it's just, and the aspect ratio really makes the nature stand tall. Gotta love it. All right, best sound mixing. Now this is different than what it's normally defined as for what I want to do for this category. I'm thinking of mixing sounds to create new sounds, to make the voice of a creature or spaceships or what have you, okay? Does that make sense? So number 5 is The Legend of Ochi. Number 4 is Mickey 17. Number 3 is Superman. 2 is Avatar Fire and Ash. And number 1 is Jurassic World Rebirth. So combining a bunch of sounds to make a dinosaur sound. That is my version of sound mixing. Now, best sound editing, which is next, is is how the sound design interacts with your hearing. So it the 360-ness of it, or something coming up behind you, or blah 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 blah. Use your imagination. And I have to have seen the film with headphones on because that really captures all of that, or surround sound, which we have out in the living room, or preferably in the theater, right? So best sound editing, number 5 is Tron Ares. Number 4 is Jurassic World Rebirth. Number 3 is Avatar Fire and Ash. Number 2 is Mickey 17. Number 1 is F1. All right, best original song. This is the first of the IMACKSies awards that I'm doing this for. And I can't believe it because it's the most pointless, stupidest category in existence. And I haven't done it on any other of my Letterboxd personal Oscar stuff. And I don't know. I don't know how long I'll keep doing this for. But this year I got it. I did it. Sometimes I just have a hard time finding 5 songs. All right, number 5 is Crazy and Dangerous from the Toxic Avenger, that Juggalo ICP band. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And number 4 is As Alive As You Want Me to Be from Tron Ares. I don't know if that's the best song. That's just the one I remember the most, the one that I always think of and gets stuck in my head. 3 is Snakes in the Garden from Lurker. Number 2 is Clothed by the Sun from The Testament of Ann Lee. And number 1, as you can probably predict, is I Lied to You from Sinners. The song that really deserved to win at the Oscars, not some generic pop song that only won the award because of the story behind it. All right, best original score. I'm a music guy. Love music. So I have 10 noms. 10 is The Legend of Ochi. 9 is The Girl with the Needle. Number 8 is Mussolini, Son of the Century. 7 is Hamnet. 6 is Train Dreams. 5 is One Battle After Another. 4 is Marty Supreme. 3 is The Testament of Ann Lee. 2 is Baby Invasion. And number 1 is Sinners. So another shared winner with the Oscars. I mean, that dude is 3 for 3 on Oscar noms. Bro is killing it. Will he get it again for The Odyssey? It's crazy he didn't get nominated for Tenet, though. All right, best fake movie. We're almost done, folks, for part 1. Did I say this is only part 1? Part 2 will be more of the writing and the acting and stuff like that. This has kind of been more or less technical with some other things thrown in there. All right, best fake movie. Number 5, I do not watch documentaries, man. I don't know why. I can't tell you. They're generally not for me. But number 5, I did my best, okay? Number 5 is Thank You Very Much, the thing about Andy Kaufman, one of my comedic role models. Same with the next one. 4, this is the Tom Green documentary, probably the most influential for me. And 3 is Mr. Scorsese. 2 is Megadoc. And number 1 is Pavement. It's just a really idiosyncratic, subverted way to make a documentary. Just how the band, it just fits the band too. So, nice. Best foreign flick. Number 5, I apologize, President Macron or whatever. Nouvelle Vague from France. Number 4, it was just an accident. I'm calling this from Iran because it's by an Iranian, shot in Iran, but I know it's like produced not by Iran because they want this guy dead pretty much for making movies that criticize them. And 3 is No Other Choice from South Korea, Park Chan-wook. Wook wook. Wook wook. Park Chan-wook wook. Number 2 is Mussolini, Son of the Century. That's Italian, even though it is made by a Brit. But it takes place in Italy. It's in Italian. I'm calling it Italy. And number 1 is The Girl with the Needle from Denmark. A brutal, harrowing movie about the serial killer lady kept drowning babies. She took babies in, people thinking that they were going to go to, a loving family that can't have kids. And no, she just kind of drowns them instead. Throws them down a pipe, an old school pipe, and off they go. Off to see the wizard. All right. Best animated film. I'm not a kid, dude. I don't watch a lot of animated movies, all right? So I don't even have 5 nominations. So these are just the 4 animated movies that I watched this year. Number 4 is Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League, or Yakuza, whatever you want to call it. And 3, I actually do have Avatar Fire and Ash on here. And 2 is Predator Killer of Killers. And number 1 I have is Little Amali, or The Child of Rain, or whatever the full title is. I didn't write the full title down. Oh, and that's it. And then we get into the writing and the acting and all that stuff. So yeah, that's part 1. I hope I stirred the pot a little bit. Yeah. You can let me know in the comments how much you hated these takes. And this is me genuinely trying to be objective. I'm not trying to go personally. These are not my. I'm not going by what I favored the most, what I preferred the most. I'm trying my best to be objective here. I'm trying. At least give me credit for trying. Most people don't. The Oscars, they ain't even trying. I give movies I don't like credit where the credit is due. I don't know if I said that already. So, ooh, excuse me. I'm going to leave it at that. Stay tuned for part 2. If you want to see part 2, you got to like and subscribe to see part 2. What's going on? Oh.
Why are there so many movies?